Alright, time to watch a good old YouTube video while I draw. Here's a good one. Do you want an AI to do literally all of your work for you? Well, this is just, why is this coming up for me? Tired of schoolwork, taxes. Where is the skip button? Why is it 10 hours long? Alright, I've covered this topic in the past, but only briefly. I also only covered the specific issues with AI art instead of all the issues and negative effects it has on our society. I've been seeing so many ads recently for AI apps and websites, and I wanted to spread some awareness on the real and brutal effects of the uses of AI. Obviously, I won't be able to cover every little thing, and I'm sure I'll be missing something, but I just thought maybe it would be an interesting video topic to go into more depth on the current issues with AI. I'm going to split this up into a few different sections, the first on being on my personal opinions and general thoughts of AI, the second section being about legal restrictions and environmental effects, the third section being about effects on human brains and productivity, and the fourth on a particularly disturbing story I heard recently about AI causing the unaliving of a child. Before I begin, I want to note that I did thorough research on the last three sections, so I get all my facts straight. Since, they are more fact-based, and I will be making sure all my sources contain credible information as well as linking said sources in the description of this video. Also, before I start, this is unscripted, but I'm sick right now, so if I don't think I sound any different, but, the September sickness got me, so if I sound weird, that's why. With all that out of the way, let's get started. There are a bunch of different types of AI, some I'm a bit more fond of and others I strongly disagree with. As of right now, I'm against all AI, since there's no legal restrictions on it as well as other factors, but we'll get into those later. Of course, the type of AI usage I despise the most is AI art. Something really funny I saw recently was someone saying they had a dream that people started calling AI artists fartists, which was a mix between fake and art, which I found really clever and funny, so I think we should start referring to them like that. But anyways, AI can not only be found in art, but in other things like writing, math, and even your day-to-day Google search. On its own, it seems harmless, but when you look at how it's being used, you can see that it's not being used to help people, and actually just used to do the work for you.
Oh, but Don Moth, isn't it kind of just like a shortcut? It makes our lives easier!
AI should not be used to make our lives easier. This whole AI thing is just promoting laziness, and yeah, maybe learning how to do this or that takes more time out of your day, but in the end, if you just learn it yourself, guess what? You now have that skill to use more often, but instead there's people out there who are choosing to be lazy, which kind of just makes things harder for them in the long run, because instead of just learning it and having that ability, they just have the AI do it for them over and over and over again. I do understand that people might not have as much time on their hands to do certain things. Maybe they already know how to do it and they just need someone or something else to do it for them so they can focus on more important things. And I also understand that not everyone has the money to hire a person to do that. However, AI is very unsustainable and extremely harmful to the environment. I would be a lot more supportive of forms of AI that aren't art if there were some sort of legal restrictions on it as well as some changes to how it affects the environment. This hasn't happened yet, so I'm staying away from it for a long while, probably forever, since it's of no use to me, and I strongly advise you to do the same. If the first section of this video didn't convince you to stop using AI, this might push you more towards being persuaded out of it. On screen is a graph of how much carbon emissions come from certain things humans use to live in pounds. Air travel from New York City to San Francisco is 2 pounds. The human life is about 11 pounds. American life is around 36 pounds. US car manufacturing and fuel consumption is 126 pounds, while training AI models is all the way up to over 626 pounds. Training these models takes up so much energy from fossil fuels and heavily contributes to greenhouse gas emissions and global warming. The source I'm taking this from says climate change, which I don't think is technically correct because global warming and climate change are separate things. Climate change is natural, while global warming is caused by humans, which is why I'm saying global warming. Anyways, moving on. AI training produces a lot of carbon dioxide. Like a lot. About 626,000 pounds to be exact. To put it into perspective for you, this is the same as if you were to go back and forth from New York City and San Francisco 300 times. And yes, I know a lot of people who use AI probably do not care about the environment as much as others, but it doesn't only impact the plants and animals that surround us. It also affects humans. For example, allegedly, in Texas, people are being asked to cut back on showers because of Microsoft's Stargate AI data center because they need 463 million gallons of water more than people need showers. I'm sorry, but this is absolutely horrendous. I also want to note that even if you're some imbecile who doesn't care about the environment, it will have a negative effect on humans because we need animals like pollinators or trees, as well as basically any animal or plant that we can use for food. We quite literally cannot survive without the earth, and AI is actively killing it. If I still somehow haven't persuaded you to stop using AI, then hopefully this section will convince you. Over the past couple months, I've gotten hundreds of AI ads about website makers. Now, building a website on your own really isn't that hard, especially if you just follow some quick YouTube tutorials like car tutorials or other website builders. However, I've seen a whole lot of promotions for this website builder called Base44. In the ads, it's described as a fully AI website builder. The ads say stuff like, "Imagine being able to build your own website just by thinking about it." I'm pretty sure I have that line correct word for word because I pretty much hear it every single goddamn day of the past 2 months.
Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
Yeah, I was pretty spot on. Anyways, although this may seem harmless, it just goes back to the whole promoting laziness thing. Actually, building a website is really fun. In fact, it's so fun that I've done it a total of 6 times. 5 of these websites I made were more things that just go over who I am as a person, sort of like an intro along with going over my boundaries, but I also built my commissions website on Carrd, C-A-R-R-D, so you could even make your own promotional website for your business on something as simple as that. I mean, maybe I just find making websites so fun because one of my little special boy interests is coding, but my point still stands because the things I used to make my websites are mostly not normal coding. So no HTML, no CSS, just like you press a button and you get text. Wow. Sorry, that was unscripted. There are so many tutorials on YouTube on how to make websites on your own, as well as so many other things that you don't need to use AI for. But enough of website building stuff, let's get back to some facts and statistics. How has artificial intelligence impacted people's brains and IQ? In school, I see so many people using AI to do their work for them, and it's just sad. This obviously negatively affects students' learning and can create a habit of just cheating on work as an easy way out. A psychologist named Robert Sternberg says that the greatest worry in these times of generative AI is not that it may compromise human creativity or intelligence, but that it already has. Meaning that artificial intelligence is something we need to worry about now rather than later. Studies show that using AI for things that require memory could lead to a decline in someone's memory capacity. Generative AI specifically has affected the cognitive effort people put into things than literally anything before. Although Gen AI might boost annual global GPA, it still will take the opportunity from us to practice certain skills, which ultimately results in us being, how do I put this? Dumber, stupider. I don't even know if stupid is a word. Some more research about this says that 666 people in the UK who used AI frequently had lower critical thinking skills compared to other adults, along with younger people having higher dependence on AI tools. People are now fearing their ability to solve problems without AI support, which, newsflash, is not good. This article says by being served information rather than acquiring that knowledge through cognitive effort, the ability to critically analyze the meaning, impact, ethics, and accuracy of what you have learned is easily neglected in the wake of what appears to be a quick and perfect answer. Along with a quote from Michael Gerlich saying, "To be critical of AI is difficult. You have to be disciplined. It is very challenging not to offload your critical thinking to these machines. AI is not only harmful to the human brain and its ability to be independent, but also has very high chances of spreading misinformation. Maybe you don't care if you're gonna get dumber, but what happens when you use AI to cheat on a test or essay, and it's wrong? What happens when you fail that test, maybe even the whole class, because of the use of it? Teachers are getting better and better at spotting AI, especially in essays, so it's pretty useless to even try to use it. Overall, it does more harm than good to use AI, and it's better to just steer clear of AI for a while, at least for now." Before I start this section, I want to make it clear that I will be talking about extremely sensitive topics like suicide and death. If you're sensitive to that, please click off now or skip this section. This video was originally supposed to be only 3 sections minus the outro since I started writing it in early August, but after needing to focus on a couple of other videos as well as focus on schoolwork, there's been some very, very disturbing news about AI. On September 21st, while scrolling through my YouTube recommended page, I came across a video that was titled, "OpenAI Killed a Child," by someone named Dr. Kaylin Conrad. Obviously, it took me by surprise, and although it was incredibly horrifying to even see a video with that name, I somehow was not exactly surprised either. I watched the video, and even thinking about it makes me nauseous. The whole story is absolutely terrifying. I will be summarizing it into a shorter explanation if you don't want to watch the whole 30-minute video. However, if you do want to hear the full story, the link to the video will be in the description. I strongly advise you to watch it for full context, but I will try to leave out as little important details as possible. Adam Rain was a 16-year-old who lived in California with his family. Adam began using ChatGPT frequently for homework questions only around September 2024. Keyword homework, not mental health issues, homework. He would also ask questions about things like colleges and such for his future, and although the AI answered, it also tried to keep the conversation going. And of course, over time, Adam would use ChatGPT more and more often, as well as Chat finding ways to make the conversations more to Adam's liking to make him feel safe sharing personal information. After Adam opened up to his chatbot more, the AI put itself into the role of being his therapist. Throughout the entire time, this child was not redirected to anything like a suicide or crisis hotline, nor was he given any other resources. ChatGPT was constantly attempting to engage more and more with Adam and grow closer with him as a fake therapist. After some time, Adam started telling the bot about his SI. The AI had conversations with this teenager about different ways to end it, giving incredibly detailed explanations on how to do them. The most detailed instruction Adam got was from a rope method. I won't be going into the details of what the AI would give details on because I can't even bear saying it out loud, but again, the full video that Dr. Kaylin made will be in the description with every little detail. And the story still does not end there. Adam had not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 failed attempts to end it. After one of his attempts, Adam told it that he wanted to leave out the noose to see if his mother would notice. How did ChatGPT respond to that? "Please don't leave the noose out. Let's make this space the first place where someone actually sees you." Adam Rain had a successful suicide attempt on April 11th, 2025, and tragically passed away. I'll let that sink in for a few seconds. My heart goes out to Adam and his family. After hearing about this absolutely horrid event, my hatred for AI has only gotten worse, as if it wasn't already. If the first 3 sections of this video didn't convince you to stop using AI, or speak up more about it if you're already not using it, this has to have persuaded you. If this somehow didn't change your mind about the genuinely disgusting things artificial intelligence is capable of, you're a lost cause, and I genuinely see you as an evil human being. If a human did this, it would already be deplorable, And the fact that something inhumane that's already destroying humans and the planet as it is did something as evil as this is genuinely haunting. If I see any disrespectful comments on this video about Adam or his family, it will be deleted, as well as the account being blocked. I will not accept anything of the sort because that is seriously messed up on so many levels. Same goes for anyone blaming Adam or his family because it clearly was not their fault. With all that said, this brings us to the end of the section as well as the video. In conclusion to this video, AI is extremely harmful to artists, the environment, cognitive skills, human lives, and probably plenty more. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'd love to hear your guys' opinion in the comments as long as it's kept respectful. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more, please consider subscribing. I've been a lot more active recently, and I'm planning to make some more videos in the near future. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys soon!